Welcome back. I went up yesterday. It was raining, and I tied my cable with a chain to the tree up about 28 to 30 feet. There's on a spool, 3/8 aircraft cable. It's about 125 feet. I bought from a discount, I don't know, surplus center, I guess, down here. It's kind of reasonable. And then I think it was like 30 bucks. I said, I'll take it. And then I swung the lift down, hooked that up. Now we got to swing the arms in, get this out of the way. I'd like to go backwards with the tree, but it looks like with the maples in the way and the other branches, if I tried to go that way, it's going to want to turn. And I don't want to, I would like it that way, but it's so close to Dawson's building, I'm not sure I want to try it. So I may pull it this way and come across the driveway, down the driveway with it. But I got to get it down. Today's a windy day. You see a lot of little limbs are down, little stuff. And she's just going to go down anyway. So let me sharpen up the chainsaw, get things around, get the tractor out, move the lift out of the way, get the cable hooked up to the tractor, figure out, I don't think we can get down in there. There's a big, like little ravine, not big, but a ravine that goes down to like 10 feet. I don't think we're going to get the tractor through that and get it on the other side. We'll be pulling through trees and stuff to do so. So it's all a hassle. And, you know, if I could have the lift go above the tree, I'd like to take it down that way. But I'm only a little over halfway up and it's too much over my head. So we better pull this down. Can sharpen that chainsaw and get things going here. Well, let me sharpen that chain up. It's really sharp now. It looks good. Problem is I couldn't pull the chain ahead by hand, and the clutch won't turn. Engine turns over fine, but if you saw a past video, this clutch housing brake assembly still works, but some of the plastic's overheated on that and it's not allowing it to freewheel. So I'm gonna get some kind of tool out here and I'll see if I can get some of that melted plastic out. Looks like I'm going to go ahead and order one of these because the chainsaw is pretty much useless if it doesn't function proper. And get going on this here. I use this little oscillating tool, cut the plastic away. And now it turns, but I'm going to put this part on order. Get one of them because doesn't work too good. Put our chain back on our bar. I sharpen that chain up pretty good. We got her pretty nice. I'll put this back together so we can get ready. So again, I want to look at the teeth here. They look pretty sharp. Let's get this put on here and see if this old saw is going to make it. I'd like to buy an expensive saw, but I don't do a lot. And this saw was like $100. And this has this I wanted you to see, where this just goes on. It's a toolless. You just spin this on. I was interested in this model because you don't need to take your wrench out with you, you know. I think whenever they put the chain adjuster in here, it's just terrible to get in there and get your knuckles at it. But I want to get this not too tight. And here's a spin. Can you see that? Little thumb. Tighten her up, see what we got here. Don't want her too tight, and she's going to stretch a little when it heats up. So now I'll put oil and gas in it, and we'll get ready to do this. Ain't got no gas in it. We just put oil in it. Wire and chain oil. We don't need a whole lot if we're just cutting it down, but I want to be prepared if we struggle with something. Wish us luck, we're not going to drop it on a building, right, Dawson?
Yep.
He's going to be on the tractor, out of the way. We got that cable, so he's plenty far away from it. So now what we're going to do is go over and remove the lift. Boy, I'm having trouble picking this chainsaw up. I injured my arm right in here in my elbow on the last job. When I was picking up plywood, I was picking it up over my head, and I heard a popping sound, and I'm going to struggle cutting this. But here's our aircraft cable. We got this from Army Surplus, 3/8 inch, 125 feet. So we're going to spread that out, but first we got to get this lift out of here. And the only downfall to this lift is it's all mechanical. And so it takes longer to set these legs up, but you just crank them up. The good thing is we don't have sensors, levelers. That's such a hassle. And you know, when it's out of level, she don't work. And a lot of solenoids and relays. It's all mechanical, so these are in good shape. This lift is pretty nice. And we just pop that. We grab this foot plate, pull it all the way up. That's it. And then we come over to the second side. I think the nicer thing on this is, instead of these being vertical, if they were this way, don't you, Dawson? Because these are up in the air, and so you're using your shoulder, which won't hurt too much. It's a good little workout, but I want to show you the locks on this. This is pretty cool. You got to set this up pretty level when you're using it. All lifts have a little bit of play in them. I don't like to keep this outdoors. We take and same thing. And then over here, we got a lock. So we just pick up on this, like this, and set it there. Reel this in. And then just crank it down, and it'll stay right on this pad. It's kind of cool. And then the other side, which side? I don't see it at the moment. The other side, yeah, has a cable on it to lock it. And then this one, same thing. Swing it around. And this sits on that foot pad. So the downfall to any of these lifts is the arms are out where you can't get super close to the building. I think this has around a 20, you remember, Dawson, how many? 20-some foot reach? Sideways? I don't recall. That's it. We're going to do the same on the other side. Then we're going to just have the tractor towed out of the way. So we're got the lift out of the way. We got our cable spread out, and I think we have 125 feet. And the tree is roughly 75 to 80 feet tall. And we got to go through here, and I don't want him to hit the building, obviously, so we got to shorten this cable up. So what do we got on the end of that, Dawson? Bring it up here so we can see it. What are they, 1/2 inch? So we got 2 cable clamps, and what we're going to do is take them off. We got tape on the end already, and we're going to put it down here where we need the loop. Now that we got these 2 loose, got to hang on that end so it don't slap him. Got wires sticking out. Now we're going to move it down the cable here. We think we're going to want the loop way over here. And if you can see the cable, it's drooping. So that's going to be an additional 20 feet of droop. I think we're going to want it somewhere about here. And we're going to put these cable clamps back on her. And then we'll just pick the spot here. We're going to go ahead and put the clamp back on. And I only use this cable for this purpose, right? Actually, we did use it once, remember? Weird knuckle. Remember? What did we use it on?
Zip line?
Yeah, we made him a little zip line when he was about 10. Move your knuckles. We'll get this thing cranking down here. Hang on the loop out that way. This side. Then you're not nicked in the knuckles there. And then we're going to put 2 of these on there, opposite sides. And then we're going to put it right over the ball on the hitch of the tractor there. And that should work good. And we're going to run this one this way, down about 3 or 4 inches. And this should give us strength enough to tug on that tree. Dawson's going to put it in 4 low. RPM's up just a little bit so we don't stall it. When I give him the signal, he's going to back up. He's got a straight line. Nothing's in the way. We moved the trailers and everything out of the way. He's going to back up. Hopefully the cable won't disconnect or anything. And he doesn't pull so hard he breaks my little chain up there. And it's going to go exactly where this cable goes. And the heavier part of the log is going to hit the ground over there. And the top is going to be in the driveway, which I didn't want, but it makes sense to. You tighten her up. Get 2 hands right on this. I'll get this thing done with here. Do them evenly. And then, actually, hold on a second. You know what we did wrong? We didn't really do it wrong, but what we should do, so we don't mark this up.
Put a hose around it?
Yeah, we usually put a hose around it. Darn it, I did do one on that end.
Hold it.
And I'm going to walk away and get a piece of hose. He's going to take these off. Darn it, that's going to protect our hose. I don't mean my hose, but my wire. And Dawson just said, can't we just split a piece of garden hose? So we'll do that.
Yeah.
So now, I did it my way. I want a full piece on there, PVC, like I did up above. Or not PVC, I'm sorry, but PEX. Now we can just hook it over this, and he can tilt it back so it can't fall off, and just back up. And then this end of the cable, I think what we'll do is we'll put like a, because there's about 40 feet left, I think we'll put like a rubber band or something on it, tie it together so it don't flap around. Here's a perspective of where it is. I'm in a parking spot over here. The tree should land about where the tractor is. And we're going to hope to come right through there. I still have lumber in the way there, but not too worried about that. And I'm going to go up and cut the base. I'm going to get my notch, my wedge, and then back cut it. I probably won't go real low to the ground, stand up so I can kind of watch things. Dawson's going to put tension on it and bring that cable up tight. And then he's going to pay attention. I'll either use arm signal, or if I don't have time, he has to pay attention and know when to go. Because I don't want it turning and going that way. I don't want it going that way. I want it going right through here. And I would prefer it to be more toward the lumber than toward that tree. So he's going to put it in 4 low and just go. Once it starts going, he's just going to go. And hopefully this goes well. Don't do this at home. Okay, I guess this is the best angle. Should be out of the way. Dawson's going to be backing straight up, and the camera angle won't be good over there. I guess this is the best spot. We'll see how this goes. Maybe this angle looks even better. It is getting a little breezy, which I don't like. I'd like the wind to calm down a little bit. It looks like we got about a 15-mile-an-hour gust. I'd like about almost no wind. And I'm going to adjust the tractor and see if I like where it is. I might move it to the left a little and get started.
Alright. Dad's gonna go over there and he's gonna make his wedge. He's gonna make his back cut. We're gonna get this done. I got it in 4-low and I'm gonna pull some tension on it and we'll get this tree over. Well, it landed a little right of where we wanted it to. But the good thing is it didn't hit either of the buildings.
Yeah, it was off about almost 10 degrees, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It missed our pond, and it missed this nice tree.
So it didn't do too much
Broke
damage.
a little limb on the arborvitae, and it bent that little broken arborvitae. Remember that one growing sideways?
Yeah.
Now, it did turn. It turned a little. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Because you see the angle of it? You see the angle of my wedge? My hinge? I don't know. I think what happened is I think Dawson took off a little bit too soon. Because see my wedge here? It's too thick, you know? My hinge is too thick. But it come in level. I'm up almost an inch higher. I think maybe because I didn't want to be pinched in here. I wanted to come a little more this angle, but I didn't want to be here, you know. Kind of wanted to be out here so I could go that way. But overall, I'd consider that a success, right? I mean, we didn't harm anything. Now what we got is we got some nice ash firewood. I don't know if anybody wants to do a couple, you know, logs for boards, but that's pretty straight. It's small, but now we can measure and see how long it actually was. So I'll get out the rolling wheel and we'll check that. And using a tape. Yeah, it's a 100-foot tape. See how close it is here. I said, what, 75 foot? Yeah. How close am I? The top of it's up here. Keep going. It's up here. Walk out here. Right about somewhere there is the end of it.
That's 70 right here.
Yeah, I bet it was 75. But look at all the pieces. That thing was rotten, wasn't it? Smack. Didn't really hurt the driveway, did it? I don't even know if it marked it, which is good. We're going to wind up our cable. I like using these cables and using the PEX pipe on the curve so you're not putting a little kink in your pipe, marking it up. Now I got to saw cut this. It's going to rain here in a few minutes. The radar says it's going to rain. But now there's a headache down, you know. We like the trees around here. Everybody likes trees. But when they get to be like this size and they're towering over and dying, you know, you got to start worrying about that because we don't want anybody hurt or killed. So it's pretty rotten up here, isn't it? All the way up in here. The old woodpeckers got after it. The ash borer was in it. See, that broke right at that crotch I wanted to hook to. So I think it's was a success. We got one little limb broke in this arborvitae. That one bent down some. I think that's all right. And then that little crab apple tree there, it's got, I don't know if there's any damage in it. Just bent a limb down. So I think we're okay, guys. Lucked out. The kitties were inside. Nobody got hurt. So thanks for watching, Dawson.
Now, time for cleanup and some firewood.
Yeah, we'll get some firewood. But I gotta get some gas in it first. So we got our firewood. We're gonna cut that up in lengths. I'll probably mark it so I get good 16-inch lengths. Dawson's got two saws now, right?
I got a 16 and an 18 Ryobi saw.
Yeah, and then he's got his little pruning saw that he can do the limbs on. And we'll get this stuff cut up and split up and probably could burn this in the spring. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Say bye.
Bye.